Welcome. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at this AQQA small aquarium heater. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon. And if you use that link, it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So this is the 50-watt model, but they do have other models. You can see some here. We have 100, 150, 200, and 250 watt. So let's get this open. Here we have the manual. We'll take a quick look at this. I'm not going to cover everything. You want to read it on your own. So this uses a silicon carbide heater. This has a cover on it and it can be used with or without the cover. You can switch it from Fahrenheit to Celsius. Has auto power off and error code alert. Has a memory function. So if this loses power and gets plugged back in, it will remember what it was set to. Here we have the specs. You can pause and read through those. Temperature range on this is 59 to 94 degrees Fahrenheit. This shows the error codes. This shows proper installation. So you want to make sure it's submerged in the water. You don't want to bury it in the gravel, and you want to put it close to the pumps. That way it can circulate that water. So this has an out of water alert if it's pulled out of the water. This talks about the protective cover that you can use with it, so you can have it on or off. This shows the control. It says press to set temperature in 1 degree increments. Press and hold for 8 seconds to switch between units. Then we have some other notes here. This talks about the power cord, and you want to have a drip loop on it. So if water were to run down that cord, it drips down. And we have some more notes here. So let's pull this out. Here we have suction cup. This would be the heater. Looks like we have more suction cups here. And here's the cover. So let's pull this out. Okay. So if we just have the heater, we can use this clip. Oh, and there's rubber on the outside of this also. If we use this, we can attach these smaller suction cups to it. And it looks like it comes with a third one, or we can maybe put that in the middle even, like that. And that has these little studs to hold it together, like so. So let me show the heater in the middle there. There's a recess for the cord to come through. And here we have it in the protective cover. So let me get a fish tank over here. So I'm going to be installing this in a fish tank, but I just have the small fish tank here so we can look at the features on my bench here. The control might be hidden when I actually get it installed in our actual fish tank. So let me get the cord free. The length from the heater to the control is around 44 inches, and then we have just under 12 inches from the controller to where you plug it in. So I'm going to stick this in the water and I will press it on the back side. And I just noticed I don't have enough water in here, so I'll go grab some more water. Okay, so I have it fully submerged now. I'll plug it into power. So it's going to automatically turn on. So I have a power meter here. It's currently drawing 67 watts. So that'll probably settle out here in a minute. Let me turn my light off so we can see the display. So you can see it says 67 and 91. So 67 would be the current temp and 91 is the set temp. So if I press this, it's just going to cycle through. So this is going into a beta tank, which we would keep at around 75, 76, let's just say 77 degrees. So when I was cycling through, that light turned blue when I was on the low temperatures, and that means it's not heating. So it says constant temperature light keep, but it is currently heating right now since it's red. So let's see, the current temperature is 66. Let's change this. So this is currently off, and you can see we're drawing 0 watts, although it's drawing a little bit of power, but not very much. So here we're at 66. I'll turn it to 67, so now it's heating. When it hits 67, it will shut off. But I'm not going to heat this all the way up to 67 in here, because it can take a while for the tank to normalize and have the same temperature everywhere. But let's test this out. So I will turn this back up to 77, and I'm going to pull this off of here. So generally speaking, I don't like to stick my hand in the water with power going to it, so I'm going to turn that off, and I'll pop this off of the side. Okay, so now it's just sitting in here. I'll turn it back on. We're drawing 66 watts, and I'll pull this out of the water. So it says E1, and if we look at the error codes, that says power off when out of water. So I'll stick it back in. And there it turned on when I hit right about this point. So that's a really nice feature. When you pull this out, if you forget to turn it off, it will automatically turn itself off and hopefully prevent it from burning up. Needless to say, you should still unplug it before you pull it out. But it's nice that it has that backup feature. So now I'm going to go get this installed in the tank. Okay, so here we're at the beta tank and we're going to install the heater. So I'm going to install it to the right of the filter. We want it off the gravel, so that will pull the water in from the heater into the filter and circulate it throughout the tank. Okay, so we have the heater installed. Now I'm going to get it plugged in. We have an outlet here under the table I'll plug into it, and here we can see the control. It's set to 77, so I'll probably leave it at that, and we're currently at 73. So I'm going to let this run for a bit, and then we'll come back and check it. I just wanted to come back, and I wanted to show the orientation we put it in. We made sure it wasn't buried in the gravel, and we put it adjacent to the pump, so it will suck the warm water in through the pump and circulate it throughout the tank. And here you can see our betta fish swimming around here. We also have a cory cat hanging over here to the right. Okay, so this has been running a few hours now, and you can see our fish is up here by the feeding hole. It thinks I'm going to feed it, but the temperature has stabilized. Let's take a look at the control. So on the control, we can see the set temperature is 77, and the current temperature is 76. So I looked at this earlier and the light was blue. There we go. So it just hit 77, so the heater just kicked off. It seems like it's maintaining that temperature pretty accurately. So I also have a temperature probe in this system. I'll insert a clip and we'll look at the data and see how steady the temperature has been since installing this heater. Okay, so here we have the fish tank temperature from midnight to around 6 p.m. for today. So I put this in yesterday, and this actually kind of looks like it's going up and down a lot. But if you look at the numbers, it's less than a degree. So the highest here is 75.6 degrees Fahrenheit and the lowest is 74.8. So you can see the temp is very steady here. Now I have it currently set to 77, but there are different tolerances in the thermostats for the heater and my temperature probe. I don't know which one's more accurate. And also the temperature probe is in the filter, so the water might be a little bit different temperature than at the heater itself. But the main thing I'm looking at here is that the temperature is consistent. So that was the AQQA small aquarium heater. Looking at a lot of small aquarium heaters, they don't have any temperature adjustment on it. I really like that this heater has a temperature adjustment on it. With a lot of heaters for small aquariums, you put the heater in and you just hope that it's the right temperature. With this, you can actually set the temperature. And it looks like we're getting a little show here. It's also nice that this can be installed bare or with a covering on it. So if you have fish that are sensitive to the heat of a water heater, you can put that on there to protect it. This was super easy to install and configure, and it has those nice features like if you take it out of the water, it will automatically shut off. So if you're looking for a small aquarium heater, I think this has a lot to offer, and I think it would be a great option. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.